1. When developing workplace documents, which principle ensures adult learners remain motivated and engaged? A. Emphasizing passive learning. B. Using abstract theories. C. Incorporating real-world relevance. D. Encouraging rote memorization. 2. Which method is most appropriate for evaluating the effectiveness of a workplace safety training module? A. Employee self-assessment only. B. End-of-course satisfaction survey. C. Post-training observation of behavior. D. Pre-training opinion poll. 3. In curriculum development for compliance training, what element is essential for legal defensibility? A. Attractive visual layout. B. Anecdotal feedback. C. Accurate referencing of regulations. D. Multiple choice quizzes only. 4. Which form of communication is best for delivering urgent safety updates to shift workers? A. Monthly newsletter. B. Email with read receipts. C. Intranet forum post. D. Printed brochures. 5. Which mentoring approach is most suitable for onboarding new employees in a regulated environment? A. Self-paced e-learning modules. B. Informal peer discussion. C. Structured coaching sessions. D. Company-wide presentations. 6. When writing a workplace document for adults with limited literacy, what is the most effective strategy? A. Use technical jargon. B. Write at a 12th grade reading level. C. Include diagrams and bullet points. D. Present all data in tables. 7. What is the best evaluation tool for measuring learning retention in mentoring programs? A. Weekly journal entries. B. Final written exam. C. Practical demonstration of skills. D. Daily attendance log. 8. Which principle of adult learning is most relevant when creating individualized workplace development plans? A. Dependency on instructor. B. Need for social interaction. C. Desire for autonomy and self-direction. D. Preference for repetition. 9. What type of workplace document should be used to guide employee decision-making in compliance situations? A. Motivational posters. B. Informal emails. C. Standard operating procedures SOPs. D. Holiday announcements. 10. Which technique enhances clarity in workplace policy documents? A. Use of legal language. B. Including detailed appendices. C. Short paragraphs with headings. D. Omitting examples. 11. A regulatory agency has updated a policy. How should this be reflected in workplace documentation? A. Mentioned in the next company event. B. Briefly posted on the break room board. C. Integrated and highlighted in revised SOPs. D. Circulated as part of a social media post. 12. What is the most effective mentoring technique for improving performance in high-risk job roles? A. Group lectures. B. One-on-one skill coaching. C. Casual discussion. D. Annual review meetings. 13. Which evaluation method best measures the transfer of learning to the job? A. Open book tests. B. self-reported survey. C. On-the-job performance audit. D. Course satisfaction form. 14. When communicating complex regulatory information, the document should A. Use dense paragraphs. B. Focus on background theory. C. Provide summaries and real-life examples. D. Include unrelated visuals. 15. An effective training curriculum for adults must A. Be theory-driven without practical application. B. Require memorization of content. C. Relate directly to job tasks and responsibilities. D. Be based on textbook examples. 16. In a compliance-heavy industry, how should documentation be formatted to ensure accessibility? A. Long blocks of text. B. Interactive PDF with hyperlinks. C. Image-only documents. D. Audio instructions only. 17. Which is the most effective mentoring outcome evaluation tool? A. Supervisor's anecdotal feedback. B. Change in mentees' job metrics. C. Participation rate in mentoring sessions. D. Number of mentor-mentee meetings. 18. Workplace documents designed for training should focus primarily on A. Visual appeal over content. B. Organizational history. C. Behavioral objectives and performance criteria. D. Theoretical perspectives. 19. Which strategy best aligns with adult learners' intrinsic motivation? A. Competitive team games. B. Repetitive instruction. C. Personal goal-setting opportunities. D. Top-down enforcement. 20. A training policy document should include A. Employee birthdays. B. Training objectives and accountability measures. C. Company mission statement only. D. Irrelevant graphics. 21. Communication in high-compliance workplaces should A. Avoid directness. B. Use formal language exclusively. C. Be clear, concise, and actionable. D. Include all historical context. 22. Which is most important when writing learning objectives in a workplace document? A. Using business jargon. B. Keeping them broad. C. Making them measurable and job-related. D. Including personal anecdotes. 23. A workplace mentoring plan should A. Be optional and undocumented. B. Provide unclear timelines. C. Include milestones and expected outcomes. D. Focus only on orientation. 24. To improve clarity in evaluation documents. A. Avoid summaries. B. Use complex sentences. C. Use tables and charts when possible. D. Omit key performance indicators. 25. What should a workplace policy document emphasize for regulatory compliance? A. Personal stories. B. Enforcement procedures and legal references. C. Motivational language. D. Company slogans. 26. In developing workplace learning modules, which feature promotes active engagement? A. Pop quizzes without feedback. B. Static PDF files. C. Case studies and decision-making scenarios. D. Passive video lectures. 27. Which document is most appropriate for ensuring consistent regulatory procedures? A. Mission statement. B. Informational flyer. C. Employee code of conduct. D. SOP manual. 28. Adult learners benefit most when training materials. A. Are abstract. B. Are job-specific and problem-centered. C. Focus on theoretical models. D. Are designed for general audiences. 29. When mentoring, a supervisor should A. Focus on discipline. B. Ask guiding questions to stimulate self-reflection. C. Give direct orders. D. Avoid performance conversations. 30. Effective communication in mentoring relationships involves A. Unilateral direction. B. Formal reports only. C. Two-way feedback loops. D. Avoiding difficult topics. 31. Job aids are best used in the workplace to A. Increase dependency. B. Reinforce critical tasks and procedures. C. Replace formal training. D. Minimize accountability. 32. The purpose of pre-assessment and training evaluation is to A. Punish poor performers. B. Set a performance baseline. C. Determine course cost. D. Predict post-training survey results. 33. Curriculum design for adult learners should A. Be linear with no branching. B. Include learner control and self-pacing. C. Use complex vocabulary. D. Limit real-world examples. 34. Which of the following should not be in a compliance-focused workplace document? A. Legal obligations. B. Employee rights. C. Irrelevant anecdotes. D. Definitions of key terms. 35. In mentoring, what ensures mentee accountability? A. Supervisor memos. B. Vague expectations. C. Goal tracking and regular check-ins. D. Weekly inspirational quotes. 36. A workplace document that outlines expected behaviors and disciplinary actions is best described as A. Job aid. B. Policy manual. C. Motivational memo. D. Regulatory notice. 37. Which adult learning strategy is most effective in reinforcing a company's compliance standards? A. Mandatory reading assignments. B. Interactive, scenario-based learning. C. Text-heavy handouts. D. Single-session lectures. 38. For clear regulatory training, workplace documents should A. Avoid mentioning consequences. B. Use vague terminology. C. Include compliance goals and legal standards. D. Focus on personal opinions. 39. What evaluation method most accurately measures training effectiveness over time? A. Post-course survey only. B. Quarterly performance review comparisons. C. Daily feedback forms. D. Course completion rate. 40. The role of a mentor in regulated environments includes: A. Replacing formal training. B. Minimizing policy discussion. C. Modeling compliance behavior. D. Encouraging independence from policies. 41. When developing a new employee handbook, the language should be: A. Casual and humorous. B. Legalistic and complex. C. Clear, direct, and easy to understand. D. Abstract and open to interpretation. 42. The best workplace document for step-by-step equipment procedures is: A. A newsletter. B. An SOP. C. A company slogan card. D. A memo. 43. In adult learning, feedback is most effective when: A. It is delayed for evaluation purposes. B. It is vague and infrequent. C. It is timely, specific, and constructive. D. It avoids performance data. 44. Which strategy increases engagement in workplace policy training? A. Autoplay videos with no interaction. B. Reading legal texts aloud. C. Role-playing real-life workplace incidents. D. Assigning unrelated group work. 45. Workplace mentoring programs should include which component to assess growth? A. Popularity rankings. B. Team-building games. C. Periodic progress reports. D. Random opinion polls. 46. A document titled Incident Reporting Protocol should include: A. Team birthday celebrations. B. Procedures and timelines for reporting. C. Inspirational quotes. D. Job vacancy listings. 47. Adult learners prefer documents that: A. Tell them what to do with no explanation. B. Are lengthy and unstructured. C. Show relevance to their role and experience. D. Focus on theoretical models only. 48. A formal communication strategy should emphasize: A. Unofficial chat messages. B. One-way broadcast emails. C. Layered messaging for clarity and retention. D. Ambiguous tone to avoid confrontation. 49. A well-written SOP should include: A. Personal anecdotes. B. Ambiguous verbs. C. Numbered, ordered steps. D. Informal language. 50. Which evaluation technique gathers the most useful data for curriculum revision? A. Employee rumors. B. Formal needs assessment and gap analysis. C. Observation without documentation. D. One-time interviews. 51. What enhances the effectiveness of compliance training documents? A. Humor and entertainment. B. Technical jargon without definitions. C. Real-world application examples. D. Extensive legal theory. 52. Which mentoring action demonstrates regulatory alignment? A. Ignoring updates until formal training. B. Sharing outdated procedures. C. Guiding ments through current compliance processes. D. Delegating mentoring to HR. 53. When developing content for a workplace safety document, you should: A. Use dense blocks of text. B. Incorporate visual alerts and concise instructions. C. Focus on employee testimonials. D. Include jokes to reduce tension. 54. What communication method ensures message receipt and accountability? A. Bulletin board notes. B. Announcements at lunch. C. Signed acknowledgement forms. D. Social media shares. 55. Which is an effective way to mentor staff on using updated workplace forms? A. Letting them discover the changes on their own. B. Providing one-time written notification. C. Demonstrating and supervising form completion. D. Referring them to the website. 56. Workplace documents designed for skill building must: A. Be theoretical in focus. B. Reinforce passive learning. C. Support task-based learning. D. Exclude user input. 57. Evaluation tools in adult education should: A. Be easy to grade regardless of outcome. B. Reflect learner performance and growth. C. Be purely subjective. D. Avoid behavioral measures. 58. The most effective structure for a workplace orientation manual is: A. Chronological storytelling. B. Open-ended essays. C. Section-based with quick reference. D. Jargon-heavy text. 59. For a mentoring relationship to succeed, documentation should: A. Track only mentor hours. B. Be optional. C. Capture mutual goals, milestones, and meeting notes. D. Be limited to formal appraisals. 60. What makes a workplace document legally robust in a regulated industry? A. Informal tone and personal appeal. B. Ambiguity and flexibility. C. Accurate citations of laws and policies. D. Absence of specific directives. 61. Which of the following best promotes self-directed learning? A. Mandatory lectures. B. Freedom to select learning resources and pace. C. Uniform corporate presentations. D. Memorization of policy wording. 62. Training content aligned with workplace evaluation standards should: A. Be driven by historical methods. B. Tie directly to observable job behaviors. C. Remain unassessed. D. Ignore performance metrics. 63. In a workplace communication plan, redundancy ensures: A. Unclear messaging. B. Reinforcement of important messages across platforms. C. Excessive word count. D. Confusion from multiple sources. 64. To ensure mentoring consistency, mentors should: A. Use their own discretion without oversight. B. Reference informal guides. C. Follow a structured mentoring plan. D. Avoid documentation. 65. Which workplace document communicates day-to-day compliance expectations? A. Corporate social media post. B. SOP or operations manual. C. Holiday calendar. D. Company mission statement. 66. Adult learners are more likely to engage with materials that: A. Are lengthy and abstract. B. Require rote memorization. C. Address real workplace problems. D. Ignore their prior knowledge. 67. What should be the first step in revising an outdated training curriculum? A. Publish it immediately. B. Check formatting only. C. Conduct a needs and gap analysis. D. Eliminate advanced topics. 68. Which is most effective in communicating behavior-based safety rules? A. Legal jargon. B. Passive voice. C. Active, specific language with examples. D. Ambiguous directives. 69. What is the purpose of formative assessment in adult workplace learning? A. Certify completion. B. Evaluate curriculum success after training. C. Provide feedback during learning to improve outcomes. D. Reward high performers. 70. A document intended to mentor new employees should avoid. A. Organizational charts. B. Frequently asked questions. C. Technical workflows. D. Excessive corporate jargon. 71. A key benefit of documenting mentoring sessions is to A. Replace formal training. B. Provide a record of mentee development. C. Avoid HR involvement. D. Minimize administrative effort. 72. In a workplace document explaining new procedures, adult learners prefer A. Vague instructions. B. Legal jargon. C. Clear, step-by-step guidance. D. Narrative descriptions. 73. Which evaluation practice supports continuous improvement in workplace learning? A. Final exam only. B. Monthly audits without feedback. C. Ongoing feedback in data review. D. Performance punishments. 74. What should be included in a policy update memo? A. Employee personal opinions. B. Historical company background. C. Summary of the change in action required. D. General announcements. 75. A key principle of curriculum development for regulated industries is A. Emphasizing creativity over accuracy. B. Ignoring employee feedback. C. Aligning training with legal standards and operational needs. D. Avoiding standardization. 76. Workplace communication about compliance should be A. Occasional and informal. B. Technical and difficult to interpret. C. Frequent, clear, and actionable. D. Avoided to reduce fear. 77. Mentoring relationships are strengthened by A. Sporadic interactions. B. Focus solely on job tasks. C. Active listening and trust building. D. Formal memos only. 78. A good workplace instructional document includes A. Redundant information. B. Practical examples and concise procedures. C. Extensive personal anecdotes. D. Irrelevant appendices. 79. Which method best supports adult learners during compliance training? A. Memorization drills. B. Scenario-based activities and discussion. C. Group singing. D. Paper-based silent reading. 80. Training evaluations that influence future content are known as A. Diagnostic assessments. B. Formative evaluations. C. Summative evaluations. D. Job assessments. 81. The first step in ensuring workplace documentation is effective is to A. Publish without review. B. Include as much technical detail as possible. C. Identify the target audience and their needs. D. Avoid visual elements. 82. Workplace mentoring should involve A. Directive-only communication. B. Unstructured interaction. C. Mutual goal setting and follow-up. D. One-time meetings. 83. Compliance-related communication documents must A. Use formal legal structure exclusively. B. Provide actionable guidance and accountability. C. Avoid citing regulations. D. Focus on employee satisfaction. 84. Which of the following tools helps evaluate mentoring outcomes? A. Engagement surveys. B. Group photos. C. Weekly social events. D. Product sales charts. 85. Adult learning principles suggest that training should A. Be dictated without context. B. Be relevant and connected to real-life tasks. C. Focus on corporate branding. D. Avoid learner input. 86. What is the purpose of an executive summary in a policy document? A. To restate the mission statement. B. To give a brief overview of key changes. C. To describe unrelated projects. D. To list department achievements. 87. A curriculum review team should include A. Only senior executives. B. External regulators only. C. Key stakeholders and subject matter experts. D. Entry-level employees. 88. Workplace communication training should prioritize A. Passive observation. B. Communication styles and active listening. C. Memorizing acronyms. D. Ignoring feedback loops. 89. Which mentoring document best supports structured development? A. Goal alignment worksheet. B. Organizational directory. C. Social committee invitation. D. Weekly sales graph. 90. What type of evaluation provides a final judgment of training success? A. Formative. B. Self-assessment. C. Diagnostic. D. Summative. 91. Effective compliance training documents should not A. Be regularly reviewed. B. Include clear consequences. C. Use ambiguous language. D. Address employee responsibilities. 92. In adult learning, learner feedback is most useful when it is A. Dismissed until course completion. B. Ignored in final revisions. C. Collected and integrated into future revisions. D. Only shared with supervisors. 93. A mentoring feedback form should include A. Only yes/no responses. B. Open-ended reflection prompts. C. Irrelevant workplace data. D. Performance comparison charts. 94. The primary function of workplace regulations documentation is to A. Inspire creativity. B. Encourage competition. C. Define boundaries and ensure compliance. D. Entertain employees. 95. Workplace procedures should be revised. A. Only during legal audits. B. When regulations or operations change. C. Every decade. D. After complaints only. 96. When developing content for regulatory compliance, include A. Suggestions from social media. B. Verified legal references and clear guidelines. C. Generalized advice. D. Only management input. 97. Which of the following increases effectiveness of communication during mentoring? A. Assuming understanding. B. Giving commands. C. Asking reflective questions. D. Speaking infrequently. 98. The most effective workplace evaluations are A. Private and undocumented. B. Linked to learning objectives and performance outcomes. C. Performed once annually. D. Left to individual interpretation. 99. Workplace documents that include training objectives help learners. A. Stay compliant with legal updates. B. Know what's expected and focus on desired outcomes. C. Avoid formal training. D. Make personal decisions. 100. A good mentoring plan contains A. Fun activities only. B. No timeline. C. Milestones, timelines, and feedback checkpoints. D. Loose verbal agreements. WorkKeys Workplace Documents Test. The WorkKeys Workplace Documents Test is a skills assessment developed by ACT to measure an individual's ability to read, understand, and apply written texts typically found in the workplace. This includes memos, emails, policies, manuals, regulations, and safety procedures. Test takers must interpret information, make decisions, and draw conclusions based on the documents provided. The test is designed to reflect real-world tasks and is essential for roles requiring strong reading comprehension and decision-making skills. It evaluates a person's readiness to function effectively in a variety of work settings, especially those with regulatory, safety, or procedural requirements. Here are the top 5 beneficial uses of the sample exam. 1. Employment screening. Employers use the WorkKeys Workplace Documents Test to evaluate candidates' abilities to comprehend job-related written materials, ensuring they can follow procedures and safety protocols accurately. 2. Career Readiness Certification. The test is a key component of the ACT National Career Readiness Certificate (NCRC), validating an individual's preparedness for real-world jobs across industries. 3. Training Needs Assessment. It helps identify specific literacy or comprehension gaps in the workforce, allowing organizations to design targeted training programs that improve overall job performance and compliance. 4. Promotions and advancement. The test assists in identifying employees ready for more complex roles that require strong reading and critical thinking skills. 5. Educational program alignment. Schools and workforce development programs use the test to align curricula with workplace demands, ensuring students develop practical skills employers value.